What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video of me video journaling. Today, two cool things happen, or two major things. Major things happen, I guess. One was with my friend on WhatsApp, and another one was in real life. Okay, let me see the WhatsApp one because I low-key forgot about it. I remember it was, it was just classic. Like some people have it like have these moments or whatever or actions, and you're like, yeah, it's a classic for that guy. Like basically, um, for example, we have a how it's not even explainable. It's kind of tough. Basically, we have a guy in our school. What the hell is this? This is annoying. We have a guy in our school who spawns, literally spawns. Like I've seen him multiple times at like 5 or 6 p.m. near my home because I live near school, and his school ended before mine, and he does not live close, yet he was still there. So, for example, like I was walking home from no, I was walking home from grocery shopping or whatever, and on the other side of the street, I see him. It was 5 p.m. I think, and he's sometimes really dumb, like really really dumb. For example, he says he's from Dubai, the country. Yeah. So when such a moment happens, we're like classic for him. It's like what like to call is like the name of the person and then classic. So for example, Nikita Classics. I have a folder for that actually on my phone too. For Nikita Classics. For example, pictures like this, Nikita Classic. Or when I prank a friend, or when I'm trashed or whatever. It's just Nikita Classic. It's different for every person. But basically, I was talking to my friend who I'm gonna visit in like not 2 weeks anymore, huh? A bit less, but basically like beginning of February. And I'm like, yo, bro, should I look for a hotel room, or is it safe that I can sleep in your place at your place, yeah, at your place, because he said he might be getting kicked out soon. Yeah, and he's like, nah, come around. Worst comes worst, we'll chill at or like in the basement of one of his drug friends. Worst come worst, yeah. Oh man. um yeah, and he also said he had to use, yeah, whatever. Oh damn, wait. And then he also said like, I wanted to come from the 1st of February to the 4th, but he's on a rave on the second, and he's like, yo, do you want to come? I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not the party guy. I'll come a day later or whatever. So yeah, and basically he just um this is probably gonna the location. If his if he's getting kicked out, he doesn't know for sure yet, but he had beef with the owner basically today. So yeah, it is what it is. And then he started talking about his girl, like maybe you'll meet my girl or whatever. He sends me a pic, and then he's like, yo, honestly, I don't know how I bagged her. Like crazy work from me, honestly. And then he says his last name, special, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, bro, like, she doesn't look that crazy, you know what I'm saying? I think he looks better. So I was like, nah, bro, you look good for real. And it makes sense that you got her. Plus risk, plus you're you know what I'm saying? You're you. That's actually a bonus, like being yourself. It's a huge bonus in my opinion. I like authentic people. Yeah, he told me a bit about them, and yeah, that was actually really hilarious. But she's also a huge red flag in my opinion, because for example, she lied about her age. Um, Whatever. or just in general lies about things you shouldn't lie about, you know, like for example, I'll just read this message, okay? I'll translate it. I raw dogged her and she says she'll take a pill. And then after it, she's like, no, I was just joking. Like that should be illegal, honestly. Imagine if you had a kid now, soon. That would be crazy. But basically stuff like that, you know? And then later, he's like, yo, teach me chess. Alright, I guess I'm gonna do it tomorrow, because today, training. Yeah. So that's what's up. And the other thing that happened, I'm talking really fast by the way, because I don't really have time. Like, I have 17, no, more like 12 minutes till I have to prepare to go to training. So, yeah. But you're, yeah. The other thing, I was just, like, in my last class with my friend, I sat next to him, and I was like, at the end of it, damn, I'm really hungry. Wait, I have no food at home. Fuck, what do I eat? He's like, I'm also hungry, and I don't really have time, so let's just go to eat something, some Asian food or whatever. Like, yeah, let's do that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we did. We talked a bit. Since he's a Muslim, I asked him a bit, because recently I've been interested in it, So I asked him, like, yo, because I also asked another friend about what, there's like 5 pillars. And what if you just do like 4, or what if you just don't do all of them? And the first friend that I asked, he's like a firm believer. He's like, yo, like, it should be first. Oh, I asked 3 people, by the way. The one guy, I've asked him multiple times already, like also yet last year. But like today, I asked 2 more people that I haven't asked yet, I guess. I mean, I've only asked that one friend. So, yeah. But he was like firm believer. He's like, yeah, it should be your first priority. You should, um, if you're able to do it, then you should do it. He also criticized, I guess, how people nowadays, or especially the younger generation nowadays, does not have religion as their first priority. It's more like a priority. Because what he thinks is right is, you aligned your life with your religion. But what the newer generation does is align the religion with their life. So he thinks what should be right is people should make time and be sure they pray, for example, 5 times a day. But my first friend that I asked today, he was like, no, I don't pray 5 times. I pray when I have time. So he's exactly the type that my other friend was like, yo, this, I don't like that. He criticized. And my other friend, he gave me a whole new perspective, and he like that. I could relate to that the most. I like that. Okay, basically, he just said, I asked it, and he gave me not a direct answer, but he answered something else instead. He was like, yo, I mean, he answered the question, but like at first I didn't get it because he didn't answer straight away, like yes or no. And I realized I was tunnel visioned because he said, like, honestly, in my opinion, like, if you, it doesn't matter how many times you pray, or if you try to fast, whatever, what matters is like, or how many of the pillars you do. What matters is like that you did the like oath that you only believe in that one God, and that when you do pray, that you actually mean it. Like saying, so basically quality over quantity. When it comes to praying. And he also said, but the most important thing is like, if you've been a good person, like, what doesn't matter if you've harmed other people all your life, but you've also prayed like the whole day when you've not harmed people, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, okay, okay. Um, and then he explained it a bit more, which later opened, because at first I wasn't really satisfied with that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but what, like average people, um, not just these extremes, like what, what difference does it make? And he told me an example for it. It was like, I didn't know there were like, I guess, sub religions, you could say, that they in Islam, like, that believe differently. For example, he said, um, one believe the nephew or whatever of one person. No, not the nephew. I don't know the word in English, but basically, not the best friend of the prophet was. Damn, how do I? This is so tough to translate in English because I've never talked about this in English. Damn it. Um, Basically that, or for example, he said that there's like two houses of God, I guess, and one group of people say this is the correct one, the other group of people says this is the correct one. But he's like, aren't they both houses of gods? You know what I'm saying? Like, aren't they both built for God? Why should only one be correct? Isn't that the same thing? That's kind of the way he thinks, and yeah, that kind of opened my eyes because like I heard one side saying like, "Oh, you have to do this, you have to do this." The other was like, "Oh, it's whatever." And then the third one, who perfectly explained, I realized that my dumbass fell into this trap of like, there's two options, and you don't think outside the box. I am a dumbass basically for this, because I fell into this exact same thing where, for example, let's say you go over to your friend's house and he's like, "Yo, bro, you want like apple juice or orange juice?" But because then you're most likely to choose between those two, um, and don't think like, "Oh, I want whatever." uh, Other juice or even coffee or tea, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're when people are given only certain options, they will most likely only think these options exist. But in reality, there's more. You just have to think about them. You have to realize they exist. And my dumbass fell into this trap, you know what I'm saying? Damn. I remember that recently we also spoke about it after ice bathing while in a cafe. But when it came to politics, I think, or whatever, and my dumbass didn't realize. Yeah, basically, I just didn't realize the problem. I heard the problem multiple times in different fields, but I couldn't apply that or see that problem in other fields. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's kind of what you know, that kind of was that's kind of what was up. You know. Yeah. So I guess obviously I try to learn from this. Like, I'll try to see the problems. I'll try to think bigger, I guess. Ooh, the thing is also, I wanted to reread the notes that I took because basically, let me show you. I have like notes app folders for all the books I read. And I take like notes, obviously, or well, obviously not, but like I take here books, and then it's like the folders, and then there's like different whatever. Sometimes it's like I wrote everything in one thing, um, and other times I have like for every chapter, you know, that's like the newer stuff. When for every chapter I've done notes, because what I used to do is only write the most important notes down, and then I put it in one note at the end, because these were books that I started reading potentially up to 2 years ago. Yeah, that's why some have only one category, because I don't remember which chapter was, you know. But yeah, there's stuff that have like 38 or whatever, you know, basically just notes. And I'm thinking about rereading them because first of all, it's interesting. Second of all, I feel like I've forgotten some stuff. Like for example, the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. The thing is, I also don't have that many notes for this, so maybe I'll just reread it again, because I do know that that was the first book I ever read on in any direction of self improvement. You know, um, yeah, it was the first book I ever read in that kind of direction, and it was on my phone. Because I didn't have any books yet, and I wanted to start reading and not wait for the books to arrive. So I looked for a PDF, read on my phone, and took some tiny notes, but like not really that much, you know. Yeah, that's what's up. Um, School was school, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, now I'll have training, and like I'll leave, like I said, in like 5 to 10 minutes now, because the alarm will ring in 45 seconds. So that's what's up. Yeah, so I'll end this. This is actually a lot quicker than I thought. I thought this would be at least 20 minutes, but as you've heard it, I was obviously yapping fast and without a real stop. Yeah. And I think like the most important things I did say. Yeah, and now it's time to prepare for training. I really love the after workout, the post workout smoothie or protein shake, I guess. It's awesome. Oh, this is cool. It's just cool. So, yeah, I gotta prepare now, okay? I'll wait for the alarm to ring and then I'll end this. Oh, it's my old alarm. Okay. So, yeah, we'll see you in the next one.